Hello, this is Stephanie Giacchino, and this presentation provides an overview of Marzano's instructional protocol. Teachers matter. Teachers are the most important factor in student achievement. That achievement is possible for all students, no matter how poor, what color, what their parents do, where they live. Effective teaching is the determining factor, not a student's background. Research findings single out the teacher as the most powerful and influential component of student achievement in the classroom. The state of Iowa held an educational summit, and National Director of Education Arnie Duncan spoke. He clearly sent the message that Iowa has stagnated in achievement and that it is the teachers who will impact any change to again put Iowa near the top of the nation. Teachers need to believe in their efficacy, that they can make a difference and can positively impact achievement. That can be difficult in a high-poverty minority climate such as Waterloo, but we all believe that it can be done. This chart relates the growth of a student who enters at the 50th percentile and the effects of a school and teacher after 2 years on the student's percentile rank. It shows the effect in 5 combinations of average school, average teacher, and weakest to strongest teacher and weakest to strongest school. It clearly demonstrates that the decisive factor is the teacher, even in weak schools. These are the learning goals for this podcast. These goals reflect the skills and knowledge we would like you to have after working with your mentor and mentee. In Waterloo, we have been through many instructional models over the years. There have been multiple models of learning and instruction out there for us to learn about. Many of them have some of the same components. Because there are several, the district thought it important to focus on one model or framework that encompassed the best of all and had the most qualities that matched Iowa core thinking and the Iowa teaching standards. We have chosen to concentrate on Marzano's work to give us all a common structure, and you will see that much of his work overlaps with other initiatives you have seen in the past. His work also has a solid research base that demonstrates increased student achievement. This work also best exemplifies Iowa's core and the teaching standards, and it complements our work with PBIS. In addition to a common structure, the Marzano framework gives us other commons: common language and definitions, common coaching areas, common expectations, common professional development areas, and examples of best practice. It gives us a very clear and common understanding of what good teaching should look like, and has us speaking and understanding on the same page. The Art and Science of Teaching framework provides a research-based model of instruction to develop effective teaching in every classroom. It's important to remember that the Art and Science of Teaching and the eye observation tool that we use with it fits all of the work currently taking place in the district, as well as the Iowa teaching standards. You will be completing an activity with your mentor or mentee using this crosswalk and having a conversation about those connections. In reviewing the research, Marzano concluded that good pedagogy was rooted in 3 main areas of teaching. His work was to develop a comprehensive model of teaching, to provide a framework of good teaching that districts could use as a starting point. As he worked through the research, major areas presented themselves as common themes. No matter the author, these ideas are present in some form or another when talking about a structure for a teaching framework. Marzano turned the themes into 10 questions, which are the basis for his comprehensive model. They are the instructional design questions to ask when planning and delivering instructional opportunities. We will be working with each of Marzano's questions in more detail throughout the year, but quickly, here they are. Design question 1. What will I do to establish and communicate learning goals, track student progress, and celebrate success? Design question 2. What will I do to help students effectively interact with new knowledge? Design question 3. What will I do to help students practice and deepen their understanding of new knowledge? Design question 4. What will I do to help students generate and test hypotheses about new knowledge? Design question 5. What will I do to engage students? Design question 6. What will I do to establish or maintain classroom rules and procedures? Design question 7. What will I do to recognize and acknowledge adherence and lack of adherence to classroom rules and procedures? Design question 8. What will I do to establish and maintain effective relationships with students? Design question 9. What will I do to communicate high expectations for all students? And finally, design question 10. What will I do to develop effective lessons organized into a cohesive unit? And it's important to remember that these questions are to be considered whenever we're designing instruction and thinking about the learning process. Marzano further looked at the questions and determined that some were routine events that happened in every lesson, some dealt with content, and some were things that he calls enacted on the spot. As you can see, design question 1 and 6 are the routine questions. 2, 3, and 4 deal with content. 5, 7, 8, and 9 deal with things on the spot. And the 10th question provides the structure and framework for the others. This framework provides the overt written language of instruction. Another way of looking at the segments, Marzano took 9 observable design questions and put them into 3 lesson segments. There were questions relating to routine events, questions relating to content, and questions that relate to things enacted on the spot. After the questions were put into one of the 3 segments, he then divided the questions into strategies and ended up with 41 key strategies. The design questions provide a comprehensive framework around the strategies, curriculum, and management found in the classroom of effective teachers. The 41 strategies within the 3 segments and 9 questions provide specificity for improving instruction. The common definitions and language provide the overt written language of instruction. The impact is the fact that we now have a way to talk about good teaching. We have the common pieces to discuss when we plan our lessons. Before talking about each of the design questions, it's important to consider the following. Research will never be able to identify instructional strategies that work with every student in every class. The best research can do is tell us which strategies have a good chance, that is, a high probability, of working well with students. Individual classroom teachers must determine which strategies to employ with the right students at the right time. And that comes from page 5 of The Art and Science of Teaching. We now ask that you take out the activities to go along with section 2 and work through those with your mentee. And that includes the discussion of this question. Thank you, and have a great day.